Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, man. I hope that we have, at least some length to go with, the rest of the stuff that we need to do in part 1, because, it feels a little, if I made this to be, like, a short stream, that would be very, very, very awkward. Oh shit, I disappeared there for a sec. Yeah, I don't think there's much I want to say right now. The only thing I'd like to say is that, there won't be a stream tomorrow, because, what's the face? It's not only maintenance day tomorrow, but I want to give y'all some breathing room if you play this game obsessively like I do. Like I certainly used to when it came off maintenance. And on top of that, I'll also just be doing like Mirror Dungeon that day. So it won't really be that interesting. It's gonna be a very uneventful day. Regardless though, we're here now. So let's just get it started. There we go. This company should be... There we go. Alright. First off, let's just do our daily polls. See if we get a little lucky thing. Alright. Guess not. What about here? Absolutely not. Oh my god. Pretty anticlimactic to say the least. Alright, well, let's just keep going. I imagine this one bunch of time here. I think for the next batch here, I'll probably do a burn team for the rest of this stretch. The first order of business is intelligence sharing and deductive reasoning based on the available information. My team and I were attacked in the hallway connected to the conference hall. Oh. That guy was... I'll be straight with you guys. Super duper strong. I would have stood my ground if only Hornet, that dumbass, was here. By Hornet, you are referring to... He junior of our team. He's really strong. He's so strong that, I got it. There was this time when I, what was it again? Some kind of pastry, I think? Anywho, I got me some bread to snack on later, and in that split second my back was turned. Hornet, fat asshole, swiped it right off my plate. I'm so pissed off that I punched him right in the solar plexus to get him to cough it up, and just went oof and swallowed my bread anyway.
이게 말이 되는 맷집이야?
It's the throat demon. Holy shit. Like, does that make any sense to you guys? Yeah,
잘은
okay.
모르겠지만
I guess that
강하신가
makes him
보네요.
strong. Although Ezra's anecdote wasn't very illuminating, none of us bothered to ask for further clarification, as it seemed the only way to get an objective measure of the hoarded strength was to let her punch us in the solar plexus as well.
그래서 그분은
So,
지금 어디 계시는데요?
what's this hornet up to now? Shmuel peeked around as though she was expecting him to pop out from a hiding spot in the broadcast sector.
그게 말이지.
Oh, you're gonna lose your mind when you hear this. Listen up.
무려
What he's...
아직 에즈라.
Not yet, Ezra.
무려
Up to is
비밀이야.
secret.
아직
It's
상이거든.
classified stuff. Ezra trailed off awkwardly.
나는 관찰과 추리를 통해 적을
Tend to
파악하는
analyze my enemies with observation and deduction.
어떤 무기를 쓰는지,
I try to identify
어떤
their unique
방식을
colors,
사용하는지,
kinds of
사격을
weapons,
즐기는지 피하는지,
their methodologies,
어떤 마음가짐으로
whether they enjoy the
전투를
slaughter or
하는지에
avoid it,
모든
their
색깔.
attitudes towards battle, all of it.
이를 파고들면
I
반격할
have
수 있는
that.
적절한
I can get
시점을
an
알게
idea
되며
of where they might
약점을
attack,
짐작할 수 있게 되지.
or what kind of
그런
weakness of
식으로
theirs I can exploit.
얼추기를 열 수
That's how
있어.
usually I open my path forward.
하지만 그 전에
He... Moses inhaled sharply, as though she moved. Nowhere to be seen at this moment.
모든 것이 난잡해.
It's chaotic.
어떠한 패턴도 읽을 수 없었다.
And not identify a single pattern in his behavior.
그놈은 껍데기다.
He is an empty shell.
사람을 죽일
His act of killing lacks any
어떠한
emotional
감정도
touch.
담겨 있지 않지. 그러니
And that
무엇도 읽을
is
수
why you couldn't get a
없었을
read
거다.
on him.
반대로 너는
On the other hand,
너무나 선명히 보이는군.
you're so clearly in.
어지간히도
Seems so
뭔가를
anxious to
배우고
cut
싶은
something
건가?
down. That correct?
산산조각
They are
났지.
broken, shattered,
그 파편
but every shot is
하나하나가
keen and
예리하고
transparent, like a hail of small blades.
마치 수많은 칼날이 되었어. 끊어내고 싶으면서도
A
끊어낼 수
glass-like sort of
없어서
many edges,
더 가련해 보이는
so
위력
fragile with its
같은
futile
거.
wish to sever away what cannot be severed.
그 상처투성이 손에는
What is it that you
뭘
grasp so
그렇게
tightly
죽이는
in
거지?
that scarred hand of yours?
너 이 새끼
Little shit.
멋대로 뭘 보고 있는
What are you
거야?
peeking into?
팀장님한테
Hey,
호칭
don't talk to our team leader like... Just as Ezra was about to give her a stern warning, Hohenheim stepped in and changed the subject.
덧붙이자면 나와 여기 있는 마트는 실험실 앞에 있었네.
To add to that, Martin here and I were in front of the laboratory when it occurred.
처음 시작은 바람 소리였지.
At first, it began with the sound of
아주
rushing
거대한
wind,
것이
something
공기를
large and
날아오는
heavy,
소리가
leaping
들렸네.
through the air.
정교한
The
기계들과
kind of sound that one
정밀
should
기술이
never
있는
come
이
to expect from a
부서에서는
department like ours,
위에서는 안 될 소리였지.
so full of delicate machinery.
제 바로 앞이었습니다. 저와 한 걸음 차이로 걷고 있었던 직원의 허리가 두동강이 났는데
It happened right before my eyes. Something snapped the employee, who was walking only a step ahead of me, in half.
순간적으로 그런 생각이
The first thing that came to my mind was this.
상처가 탈출한 걸까?
Did an abnormality reach containment?
하지만
If
정말
such were the
정밀실에서
case,
탈출이 일어난
the alarm should have gone off.
경고음이 울려야 했죠.
알리사 씨가 말해준 것과 동일하네.
So far, this tracks with what Miss Alyssa told us.
어떠한 전조 증상도 없이.
She said there wasn't any warning at all before the attack.
자세히 보니 그건 환상체도 죄정도 뒤틀림도 아니고
Once I got a better look of what that was, I realized there was neither abnormality, catchulum, nor distortion. It was a massive scabbard.
그리고 칼집이 날아온
When I
방향에
looked toward where the scabbard came
칼집을
from,
던진 것으로 추측되는
there stood a man who presumably threw the weapon,
표정으로 책을 읽고 있었습니다.
reading a book like he was out on a stroll.
그 책은
The book was
마티아스. 그놈의 안가품 장부겠군.
Oh, it's a person from the middle? Matthias. He must have been reading his book of vengeance.
범죄의
First the
주제.
thumb, now the middle.
수초 동안 멍하니 보고 있었는데
I stared at him,
팀장님이 저를
still processing what had just happened, when Boss grabbed my arm and started running.
뒤를 다시 돌아보지는
I
못했어.
couldn't look back. I heard screaming
비명을 지르는
from
소리가
dozens of
들렸지만
people, but you seem to be fond of recounting unnecessary details.
이곳 방송 섹터 안까지 들어온 이후에서야 알리사
Only
생각났어.
after arriving here, at the broadcast sector, did I remember that Alyssa was still out there.
목숨이 위급할 때 뇌는
When one's life is at risk,
최소한의 정보만
the brain
제공하는
instinctively reduces the processing of information to the bare minimum required for survival. It is only natural.
하지만 그 연구
I was the
계획서를
last
마지막으로
person to enter
관리하던
that
건
research
저였으니까요,
proposal, boss.
팀장님. 알리사도 원래는 발표실에 있었어요.
Alyssa should have been at the conference hall too,
저희랑 같이요.
with us.
있잖아. 그런 걸 일일이
Hey, listen.
따지다가는 진짜
If you
남아있는
want
게
to
없을
look
것
back and
같거든.
nitpick at literally every little thing we did in the past, we're gonna be here forever.
너무 뻔한 위로 같긴 하지만
I know it might sound like a bit
앞으로
of empty
무엇을 할 수
platitude, but
있을지부터 생각해도 늦지 않아.
focus on what we can do right now. What we're gonna do forward, okay? You'll have time for regrets later.
아, 그렇네요.
I suppose so.
저희 팀장님을 한 차례
You did say
구해주시기로
my boss once, so I guess it's
다른
only right that I
사람도
should have more
아니고
faith in you
제가
than anyone
여러분들을
else.
믿어서는 안 되겠죠.
그 또한 실험의 일환이었다고 반박하고 싶지만 시간이 없으니 넘어가도록 하지.
I would like to clarify that the saving was but a part of the experiment, but given the urgency, I will forgo a more detailed explanation.
각자의 상황 설명은 끝난 것 같으니 지금까지 확인된 정보를 공유해 보도록 할까.
I just realized, but Ongdu is so short an inner ID card. Looks like we're all caught up then? Good. Now, let's share what we know. Moses began laying out the situation with the expertise befitting a leader of the LCB.
오늘 이곳 본사 지하에 있는 LC의
Today,
부서에 침입자들이
Intruders
습격하였다.
attacked the LCE department situated in the basement of HQ.
LC 전 구역이 통제불능이 되어
We lost control of the entire
이것을
LCE
제외한 모든
facility.
섹터가
Save for our
각각 하나
current
혹은
location,
둘의 습격자에 의해
every sector has been
무력화되었지.
neutralized by a single or a pair of intruders.
정상적인 의사소통이 가능한
Any
정도로
survivor who is
생존해
conscious
있는
enough to
인원은
commute properly is
이곳에
already
모인
healed.
숫자가 전부. 그 이후에는
After
격리실까지
the
강제
attack,
개방되어
every containment unit was also
더욱
forcibly
혼란스러운
unlocked,
상태고.
adding even more fuel to the fire.
사면 초가요.
Purpose set
발디딜
by
곳을
foes on
찾는
every
일은
side.
어디를
A search for a
가든지
foothold,
않군.
difficult one.
에이, 여기 감시 카메라만
Darn.
전부 볼 수만
Only
있어도
these surveillance cameras were
그놈들이
busted.
지금 어디에 있는지 정도
I left
볼
the
수
key.
있을 텐데.
Back with their whereabouts.
여러 번 말하는 중이지만
As I have
고치려고
repeated many
시도
times,
중일세.
we are attempting to get back to operational status.
의도적으로 끊어진
Speak of resorting
전력을
to-
복구시키는 것은
Storing a sabotage power grid like it's a
Actually,
task as simple as wiping one's glasses.
지금 가장 필요한 정보는 두 가지.
More than anything, we need those two pieces of information present.
침입자가 누구인가? 그리고
What?
무엇을 위해
Who are
LC에
the
침입했는가?
attackers? 2. What objective brought them to the CE?
우리가 마주한 자는 그저
The man we encountered seemed to have
명령받은
one
대로
track
사람을
mind,
죽이는 것에만
squarely set on
혈안되어
killing as
있었지.
ordered.
하지만 목적을 단순 습격
But there are far too many
미심쩍은
threats that
점이
point toward
많다.
a motivation more complex than infiltrate the facility and slaughter its employees with abandon. Moses' deduction aligned with Otis's. The assailant's goal was truly nothing more than their slaughter. Their first order of action should have been to unlock the containment unit.
침입자의 정체는
The intruders are...
그래
yes.
대략적이나마 유추할
I have enough
단서가
evidence to at least get a general idea of whom they might be.
설명해보게.
Do elaborate.
붉은 시선을 붙잡았다던
There's the
엄지아비라고
thumb
불리는
nurse father
자.
who's stalling the red
그리고
gaze.
연구원들을
Then there's the
습격한
member of the
중지.
middle who attacked the
실제로
researchers.
된 인형까지
We
미루어
received
보아
evidence of the ring's
그
involvement
솜씨는
too,
아마도
given
약지
presence of the
쪽이겠지.
corpse medicate.
최소로 잡아도
At least
손가락
2 or
두 개
more
이상의
fingers are
조직이
involved in
혼재된
this attack.
상황이라고 볼 수 있겠군.
뭔지 흑운의 우두머리 짓을 하는 것들도
Bael,
이곳에.
the Kurapuma clan serves are here.
허나
This is quite
이상하다.
odd. Lady
모제스
Moses. Are their fingers not
손가락이라는
hostile against one
장자들은
another?
서로를 척하는 자들이 아닌가. 손가락 걸기 따위로
Those
치고받고
ilk have no
싸우지
business coming
않고서야
within even sleeves breadth of each other.
같은 목표로
Even compelled to
움직인다니.
attend assemblies such as the finger bow Bael. They oft quarrel to no end.
그래. 그런
Correct.
의혹으로 판단하자면
But consider this
꽤
from the
중요한
opposite
목적이
perspective.
있어서 각
There
손가락
must be something of
간부들이
enough
특수하게
importance for the
모였다고
officers of
해야겠지.
each finger to put aside their differences and work hand.
거미
Spiders.
혹은 거미집의 아비들.
The nurse father of the House of Spiders.
그들은 그렇게 불린다.
That's what they're called.
그리고 우리는 이미 그들이
And we've
펼쳐둔
just snared
거미집에
ourselves into the
걸린
web they've
상태지.
spun.
손가락은 서로의 영역을 침범하지 않기 위해 선을 그어준다. 지금처럼 엉켜있는 일은 드물어.
The fingers rarely ever cross the line they draw between each other. Strange entanglement certainly is a deviation.
아비들이라.
Nurse
그
fathers
칭호 의미 없이
seems like a
붙여지진
terribly
않았을
meaningful
테지.
title to me.
거미집이란 곳은
And it can be presumed
무언가를
that the House of
기르고
Spiders is a place to
각
raise
손가락의
something
간부급이
for
모여서
someone.
양육이라는
To
행위를
have
한다.
such high-ranking officers of the finger gathered one place to nurture someone.
말이 안 되나 싶지만
One might
그
think that it
목적이
hardly makes any
범상치 않을
sense.
만큼 역설적으로
It doesn't.
그들이 모일 당위성을
But
보충한다.
what if their purpose itself is just as outrageous? That would, paradoxically, explain how they've come to gather.
리오슈라 했던가?
Ryoshu
그곳과 얽혀 있는
seems to
것으로
be
보이는데
inextricably tied to that place.
뭘 원할.
She just said,
원하시는지.
I know what you want.
괜찮다.
No need.
줄여
I can
말하면
understand her
파악할 수 있어.
abbreviations. But the audience doesn't? Ergo me? So, keep Sinclair in business, please?
하지만 나도 내가 아는 것을 토해낼 수가 없군.
But I can't tell you what I know. Because
정보와 기억
Because it's
전부
all
깨져
broken.
있겠지.
the
내게 보이는
place,
것처럼.
the memories attached to it, I can see how they've shattered.
모든 것을 기억해낼
You don't have
필요는
to
없어.
recall everything.
내가 제일 궁금한
All they
건
need to know is
그
what that
범상치
outrageous
않은
purpose
목표다.
is.
그건
What is it?
무엇인지 말할 수 있겠나?
나
Me.
나를 무엇이든 베는 검으로
You forged me into a
만들어내는 것.
blade that cuts through raw. But I left that place
그리고
behind.
나는 그곳을 빠져나왔다.
Ryoshu, can you tell us anything more? Shame. all I
아쉽지만
have.
여기까지군 시계. 말하기 어렵다.
I don't remember much more than
말할 수
that,
있었어도
even if I did.
말하기 쉽지
It's
않아.
not an easy thing to speak of. Ryoshu let out a protracted sigh just as Moses did earlier. Long exhalation of someone who clearly craved the puff of smoke. Betrayed the aloofness she expected. Come to think of it, Ryoshu hasn't been smoking at all since we got here. Or maybe since the truck. Yeah, because she's getting the carcinogens from this crumbling exterior that we can see right here.
시계. 저자가
Clock.
말한 것처럼
Like she said,
그리고
and
네가 본 것처럼
like what you see,
내 머리는
my mind
엉망진창이야.
is a mess.
나 역시 내
I have
스스로
questions of my own, but the answers elude me. Brian20 YouTube _gotcha, thank you for subscribing.
그러나 아까처럼 내 놈의
But maybe the
힌트로 뭔가
pieces can be put
짜맞춰진
together
말도
using your
하려는
hints,
생각이 들었다.
like the one you gave me earlier.
그러니 같이
So we have to solve this
풀어내야
together,
한다.
this
이
puzzle,
퍼즐,
for this
혹은
game of escape
방탈출.
room. Yoshu muttered placidly.
거미집의 목표가 너라면
If it is you the House of Spiders
본사에
wants,
침입할
then I must
이유가
ask you to
없을
entertain this question. Why did they bother attacking the HQ? As Moses began her explanation, Ryoshi looked in her direction with mild amusement.
거미집을 빠져나왔다는 발언은
When you said you
아마
left the House of
탈출을
Spiders,
의미하겠지.
I presumed you meant you escaped it.
손가락 길이의 관계성을
Members of different
고려했을
fingers
때
are hardly the kind of people to fraternize even on a good day, but
아비들은 너를 잃은
this
이후로
alliance source that they call the House of Spiders has persisted even after your departure.
단편적으로만 본다면
At a glance, it may only appear that they were simply waiting for your return.
하지만 오늘의 행동들을 보아선 그렇게 인내심이 대단한
But given
자들로
their
보이지도 않는다.
behaviors today, you don't strike me as a particularly patient group as a whole.
이제야 모습을
In other
드러냈다는
words,
것이
I find it
수상하다.
suspicious that they decided to act
저들이
now.
절박했다면
If they were desperate,
벌써 움직여야 했을 거다.
they would have made the move long ago.
이건
This leads me to
때를
believe
기다린
that
거라는 생각이 드는군.
they were waiting for the right time.
류슈, 너를 되찾든 그게
Whichever is the
아니면
motive, Ryoshu, whether it's getting you back or doing something else. The fact remains that they have chosen this particular moment to act.
저희가 만난 거미집의 아비는
The nurse father of the House of Spiders we encountered, she
길을 비켜줬어요.
made way for us so that Ryoshu could come to the HQ research facility.
그분이 류슈 씨에게 내비친
You harbor such intense and complicated feelings for Ryoshu, but
강렬했지만 그럼에도 류슈 씨를 죽이거나
I don't think I got any sense that she was trying to kill or take Ryoshu
조금도
with her.
보이지 않았던 것 같아요.
아비들이 이곳에서 날 기다리고 있다고 한 걸 보면
But she said that the nurse fathers were waiting for me.
나를 보러 온 건
Clearly,
맞다.
they're here to see me.
쾌적하죠.
Weirdo, just them.
너
Alright,
말을
what the hell's your problem?
야 뭐야?
진정하게
Be
저들의
calm,
대화를
please.
막지 않는
It's
게
best that we
좋네.
do not interrupt their conversation.
필시. 저
In intense dialogue shall they find and draw out the answer. Let us dare not stem this discourse.
너를 자극하기 위해 거미집의 아비들이 습격했다는 추측은
It is a
합당하지.
fair assumption that the nurse fathers of the House of Spiders have attacked this place they spoke to. However,
당장의 목적은 따로 있다는 생각을
I
지울
can't seem
수가
to shake the
없군.
thought that they must have a distinct objective.
류슈라는 인물만을 노리고자 했다면 이곳과 지금이
If they are
적기는
indeed after
아니잖아.
Ryoshu and only Ryoshu, then choosing this specific time and place hardly seems to have that purpose. The intervals between each of the sinners are different, but once the sinner's turn ends, another's begins. Every single time, without failure. This case has everything to do with Ryoshu. I believe, without a shadow of a doubt, that it's her turn. Once the sinners relayed my words, Moses fell into a brief contemplation and began to mutter a sequence of
림버스 컴퍼니, 거울, 유리창, 구엘사, 추출된 에고, 엔케팔린, 신비, 환상체, 모노리스, 수감자 류슈.
Limbus Company, the mirror, the glass window, former alcohol, extracted ego and enkephalin, cyclements, abnormalities, monolith, sinner Ryoshu.
이건
I
LC의
can't think of too many things in the LC
거미집의 목적이
facility
될 수 있는 것은
to be what the House of
많지
Spiders is
않다.
after.
당장 쓸 수 없는
By
정보를
process of
모두
elimination,
제외하면
the only reasonable answer
추측할
that
수
could be
있는
deduced
모든
is as
목적 중
follows.
가장 합당한 목적은 처음부터 하나뿐이다. 황금가지.
They're here for the golden bows.
결국 그런 결론이 나는 것인가?
That's how it is. But isn't it on us, or... Moses is right. It's been very important for us to look into Ryoshi's past, to reach in and see what lies there, but... LCD's goal, its journeys, and its stories have always been bound to the same terminus, obtaining the golden bows. Oh, I guess it's not on Dante. I thought it was placed onto Dante, no? Hohenheim. Where are the golden bows in this facility located?
관리자님께서
The manager would like to know the
황금가지의
location of the
위치를
golden bows.
이곳에 실험실에 있네.
It's at a laboratory in this facility. Hohenheim's gaze turned to me. Perhaps he was looking at the clock hands on my head.
그래.
Very well. I
발표
suppose there's no
내용에
way
대해서
around sharing the
말하지 않을
contents of our
수가
present.
없겠군.
Onheim's answer sounded more like a prolonged sigh.
그건
It was.
황금가지 실험 성과에 대한 발표였네.
Presentation regarding our progress in the Golden Bow experimentation.
그리고 그 발표가
And
공개될
the
수
limited group of
있는
individuals with the clearance to access the
한정되어 있네.
contents of that are
지금 자네들
does not include
LCB는
members of the
포함되지
LCB.
않았어.
황금가지를 개고생해서 구해.
Aren't we the ones written on the next area to collect those
우리한테만
bows?
정보 공개를
How
제한하는
come we're
건
not
무슨?
allowed to?
보안의 범위를 결정하는 건 내가
I am
아니야.
not the one who decides the scope of our security.
호엔하임 씨가 우려하는 바가 무엇인지
Hohenheim, your concern is
알겠습니다.
understandable.
회사는 황금가지에
The
대한
company
정보의
maintains tight
공개를
control over any information
엄청나게
regarding the
제한하고
Golden Bows.
있으니까요. 혹여
There is
회사의
no way to
동료
know,
없이 이
at
정보가
this moment,
노출되었을 경우
the consequences of leaking this
어떤
information
조치가
without
내려올지는
specific.
현재로서 알 수 없습니다.
If the worst comes to worst, we may even be the
최악의
subject to
기억 소거
a memory void
절차까지도
procedure.
감안해야 할 테죠.
Unbelievable.
지금 같은
We're stalled by some
비상상황에서
red tape
그딴
and an
걱정부터 해야
exigent
한다니.
circumstance like this?
비밀스럽고 수상쩍은 회사에서 뭘 바라겠나?
What do you expect from a company practically built on secrecy and suspicion? True.
그럼 감안한다고 생각하고
Anyway,
본론부터
assuming the
말하자.
risk of viability in
우리는
this information
황금가지를
understood and accepted by all parties present, let me get straight to the point.
가지를
The Golden
접목하는
Bows
실험을
were...
진행 중이었다네.
We were experimenting with grafting the retrieved bows onto one another. What?
가지를 접목한다는 것은 혹시
What kindled this flame of wrath that burns within me? No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter why it burns. What matters is that I am ripping into tearing tempest that will bring about their ruin. Welcome back, Wild. Crafting the bows.
한 그루의 나무로 만들겠다는 뜻인가?
Was the purpose to combine the bows, form a singular tree?
연구자 앞에서는 두루뭉술하게
Nothing
넘길
slips
수
by a
없겠군.
fellow researcher, I suppose.
맞네.
Correct.
특수한 환경에서
We're incubating
황금가지를
it.
배양시켜
The golden bows into a very special environment.
묘목을
Here's
만드는
sapling.
중이라네.
We haven't
아직은
managed to
한
graft them
그루로
together
완전하게
into a proper
접목시키지는
tree.
못했지만
No. But
그리 먼 이야기는
that horizon
아니지.
is in sight.
그 실험의 성과를
Today was the day
상위의
that we were to
주요
share the
관계자들과
successes of
공개할
the experiment with
예정이었는데
certain major characters.
이런 사고가
Things
터져버리고
within the company. Until this happened.
황금가지는
Golden bows at the
실험실에
laboratory.
있다.
그럼 실험실에서 황금가지를 먼저
Then
찾아내 보호하는 게
We have to get to the
우선이다.
laboratory before they do and secure the golden bows.
하지만 섣불리 움직이기에는 이곳에
we can't just waltz on our own without when this whole place might be crawling with enemies, right?
없는 거야?
Is there any way we can get in touch with the HQ right now?
본사에 지원 요청은 들어갔나?
Did HQ even receive your support request?
1시간 전에 구조
We did
신호를
send a
통해서는
rescue signal to
명확하게
HQ an hour ago, but
알수
we have
없네.
no way of knowing whether it was received.
통신기들은 전부 그들이 파괴해버려서
The
말이지.
attackers destroyed all of our outgoing transmitters earlier.
신호만 들어갔다면
As long as they received the
LC의
signal,
규격 외의
any
상황이
signal,
벌어졌다는 건
it shouldn't take long till they
금방
recognize that the LCEs are attacked by an overwhelming force.
LCA가 지원을 보냈다는 가정하에서
Assuming that the LCA has sent
그들이
the
이곳까지
support
도착하는 데
units,
걸리는 시간을 예상할 수
we have an
있나?
estimate of how long it might take for them to arrive.
현재
Even if they have to
시설
navigate
곳곳을
around
상대한 폐쇄
inaccessible
경로를
passages
지나는
currently
시간은
present in the
모두
facility,
감안해도 10분 이내일 것입니다.
it should be no more than 10 minutes.
10분이라면 이미
10
도착하고
minutes?
남았을 텐데.
And they should have been here already.
신호를 받지 못했거나 엘리베이터가 중간에 작동을 멈춰 갇혔을 수도 있겠죠.
They have either failed to receive the transmission, or the power outage has trapped the reinforcements in the elevators. That's good.
하긴 우리야 소드 씨가 설명해줘서 뒷문으로 들어올 수 있었지.
Yeah. We're waiting for Miss Sarah bringing us up to speed. We wouldn't have thought of using the back door to come straight to this facility.
그런 거라면 통제실에서 전력
If such is the case, then we need only reboot the power divider in the facility management room.
어이 척척 박사.
Hey, Mr. Big Brain. If we wanted to
싶으려면
restore this
더
department from a
돌아다니는
shutdown
뒷틀이나
state,
환상체들을
we gotta take out all the
모조리
distortions and
제압해야 하는
abnormalities sauntering about, right? In order to perfectly restore the facility, yes. This place has been designed to be quarantined from every other department. Even a single abnormality has escaped to its hallways.
깊이 생각해봤자 뭐가 더 나오겠어?
Yeah?
환상체나
Now you're sitting around and
뒷틀이
putting our heads
무서운
together then,
거면
right? Hey,
우리가 처리해줄게.
if you guys are scared of some abnormality distortion, leave it to us. We'll kick their butts.
무섭다고는 한마디도 안 했는데요. 좀 더 신중하게 행동해야 하는 게 어떠냐는 말이죠.
Nobody said they're scared. I'm just saying, we could benefit from practicing a bit of caution.
역시 전력 수리부터 하는 게 제일
It would be wisest to prioritize restoring power to the facility.
어둠 속에서 더 활기를
It seems that these
지키는
attackers are making effective use of the dark.
아무래도
Let's see.
효율적인 작전 수행을 위해서
Executive Manager.
인원 편제를 분할하는 편이 좋겠습니다, 관리자님.
I am of the opinion that we must split our forces in order to facilitate our operation, given the urgency of the situation.
우선순위만을 논하면서
The situation looks rather pressing for us to sit here and waste time debating what to tackle first. Once I'm not in agreement, orders quickly to control the situation.
지금부터 우리는
Listen up, man.
수색 정찰 및
We prepare for
탈출을
two things:
준비한다.
reconnaissance and extraction.
뭐?
But
나가서
extraction? You mean escape?
LCA 지원이
Assuming that the LCA support will arrive, it
그
would serve us
타이밍에
best to
맞춰
move in
우리도
tandem with
행동하는
them
편이 유리하다.
to improve our chances of launching
협공의 가능성이
a joint
높아지기
attack with
때문이지.
numerical advantage over our enemies.
또한 정황을 보아하니
Also,
이
we
위치에
have to stay
너무 오래
mobile.
숨어 있었다.
We've held this position for too long.
적은
Our
계속해서
enemies
이곳을
will
들쑤시며 목표를
methodically
달성할
kill and
때까지
comb through the
닥치는
entire
대로
facility
진행해.
until they find what they're looking for.
우리의 위치를 고정해 놓는
The more we
것은
remain stationary,
죽을 확률만
the more
늘리는
likely we
셈이다.
are to encounter them, and that will only elevate the risk of total obliteration.
그건 말 되네. 하긴.
Makes
쟤네들
sense.
한번 죽으면 끝이기도 하고.
Besides, the others here ain't like us. Once they get killed, it's over for them.
거기에 더해
Another thing,
황금가지 또한
don't forget that we have to
적보다
reach the
먼저
golden
회수해야
bows
한다.
before our enemies do.
무엇을 하려고 하든
Whichever we end
이
up
안에서
prioritizing,
해결할 수 없다.
we won't get anything done by staying holed up in here.
그래. 그럼 우리가
Very
다
well.
같이 나간다 쳤을
Then,
때
If
제일
we were all to
먼저 갈
leave this place at the same
장소는
time,
자네
what should we
말대로
prioritize?
황금가지의
We have
회수나
many
전력
pressing
보고가
tasks, as you've explained.
한 번에 준비할 것이 많아
Golden
보이네.
Bow Retriever. Facility power restoration.
전력을 복구할 통제실과 실험실
But
그리고
the facility
손상된
management
혈관
rooms
있는
restore power to the facility.
멀리 떨어져
The
있어.
laboratory. And the area with the damaged circuitry are all located far from each other.
팀을 나눈다.
We divide and conquer.
황금가지의 보호,
Securing the
시설
golden
전력의
bow.
복구,
Restoring power.
환상체 제압을 통한
Suppressing
지원 능력
abnormalities to
개척.
clear their path through the reinforcements.
이 막중한 문제들을
All
동시에
equally
해결하기
important.
위해서는
Must be resolved.
각각에 걸맞은 팀들이 배치되는 것이 낫겠지.
Concomitantly. That's a new one. What is that? Concomitantly. At the same time, okay. And to do so, we must split up into squads based on our expertise.
그래 뭐 찬성이야.
Yeah, already.
우리는
We
따로
work better as a
행동하는
separate
편이
unit anyway.
편하기도 하고.
황금가지는 우리 LCB 부서가 찾도록 하지.
The LCB will be in charge of securing the
이곳에
Golden
있는
Bow. As
관리자님께서
our executive manager here has the
근처에
ability to detect it
황금가지가
whenever they are in
있으면
proximity to one
바로
of them.
알아차릴 수 있는 능력을 갖추고 계시니.
금속 탐지기.
Ooh, kinda like a
그런
metal
기능인
detector?
건가?
그런
How dare you
싸구려
compare
같은
the executive
비유를
manager to a... I'll let that one slide, given the
촉박하면
urgency.
지금만 넘어가지. 그리고 환상체나 뒤틀림,
Anyway,
최종들의
we would like to leave
제압,
abnormality, distortion,
LCD 부서에
and put
부탁하고
catch list person to the LCD.
좋아, 전문이지 그거.
Gotcha. That's totally our bread and butter.
이곳에 격리되어 있던 한 상처나 뒤틀림
How
중에
many
까다로운 건 몇
difficult
정도
abnormalities or distortions do you have contained in the facility?
얼추 당신의 정도의
The balance of your
실력은
power was to have no
그렇게
trouble
제압할 수
suppressing most of them.
하지만 그중
You for two,
일종은
however,
많이
that might pose some trouble.
실험실끼리 통신할 때 쓰던
These web
소형
communications
무전기를
with you.
주겠네.
We use these to communicate between laboratories. While it has limited range, it should be useful for relaying the suppression tactic for each entity you come across.
좋아. 통신도 갖출 수 있겠군.
Perfect. We've secured a means of communication.
마지막으로 전략 복구는
As for restoring power to the
LC 부서에
facility,
맡기도록
I would like
하지.
to designate that
내부
task to the
시설에
LC personnel
대해서는
here.
이곳의 인원 중 제일
I
익숙할
presume
것
you are
같아.
best acquainted with the layout of the facility out of all of us.
합리적이군.
A reasonable
이
choice.
부서는
The
자네들이
layout of the
봤던
facility is more
것보다 더
complicated than it might
까다롭게
have
설계가 되어 있거든.
or superior to you.
전선들이 제대로
That
정리가
is
되지
indeed one
않은
way to describe
혼란한
abysmal
상태.
cable management.
저런 식으로 언급하기도 하더군요.
Faust, what if he's not even the guy that made this architectural plan?
그건
Please,
엔트로피 증가
consider it but a
과정의
representation of the
제한이라고
entropic
생각했으면
escalation
좋겠고,
phenomenon.
그리 보여도 안정한 상태에
Despite the
있어.
way it looks, the setup is quite stable. Warren gave a handful of tiny radios to Otis, who just read them to each of us.
좋아.
Very well.
이걸로 상황을
Don't
계속
forget to keep each other
공유하도록 하지.
updated.
잊고 싶던 연기 냄새가
The acrid stench of smoke I'd much rather be buried in the past.
올라오는군.
Keeps coming back. Ominous, but alright. What PW there means? Surajon, okay. This is about.
잊지 말게. 황금 가지는 보존통에
I'm sorry,
들어있으니 함부로
is she
대하지
doing a
말고.
set? A colon 3? Alright. Don't forget. The golden bows are kept within a preservation container. Take extra care when you handle it.
그래 그래.
Okay. We've been working our butts off to retrieve those shiny
황금
twigs
가지를
too.
구해오느라 그렇게
We know enough
고생을
about their worth not to throw them around willy-nilly. Rigger's commented nothing to deter her own time. Kept voicing his warning again and again.
그럼 실험실
Alright,
그쪽이고,
lab's that way, and
실은
the facility management room is... As there was tracing the available routes to guide the LCD members who arrived with Moses. While others crept down the corridor, alert for any dangers lurking in the shadows.
뭐야?
What was that? What was that modern Warfare 2 newcast sound? There's a wall dropping down. Uh-huh. Hey, watch out, you guys. The corridor was thrown to complete chaos.
싱클레어 씨, 이곳으로
Sinclair,
오세요.
this way. Huh? I can't.
거리가 너무
It's
멀어.
too far. Is everyone alright?
환상체 탈출에 대비해서
It would seem that a coordinate
정리
system
시스템이
doesn't
작동된
designed for
지점.
abnormality containment breaches has just been activated. Rousseau, who had been standing close by, replied in a monotonous voice. And just as he said when I looked around, I was close.
딱하면 벽에
I well nearly flattened us into pancakes. We were but a breath away from disaster.
좋아.
Shit. thing.
불신앙이다.
What a waste of time. Just when I didn't think it'd get any worse. It did.
필요한.
Waste time.
그런데
Where's Ryoshu, by the way?
어디에 계시는 건가요?
Manager Esquire! Where art thou? Sinclair and Don Quixote were desperately calling out from the other side of the wall.
이렇게까지
Hey,
완전히 단테님과
I think this is the first time we've ever been so completely separated from Dante.
그럼 이제
I can't even afford to get hurt.
주변에 환상체가 등장한 것 같진 않은데요.
I don't see any abnormalities around.
역시
Now they've taken over the security wall controls too.
보란 듯이
Effectively,
저희를
it
나눠버렸습니다.
effectively forced us to split up.
걱정 마십시오, 관리자님.
Not to worry, Executive
사소한
Manager.
차질일 뿐입니다.
This is only a minor setback.
이자들은
Allow me to assume command of this unit for the time
저에게
being.
맡겨주시면 됩니다.
네?
Oh?
바로 그런 말부터
That's the first thing you're worried about?
단테의
Should you be more
걱정부터.
concerned about Dante? This is going to be quite the predicament. Onheim let out a heavy sigh.
팀장님,
You're alright, Team Leader.
괜찮으세요?
그래. 다행히도
I am.
부상자는 없어
At least we
보인다.
have no injured among us. After all that planning, we ended up getting separated into completely random teams.
일단
Let's first check who we have on each side. Okay, it's me, Marceau, Gregor, and Isang here. Also Ryoshu.
여기는
We've got the detective,
나랑 앵두 씨랑
Isang-do, and me over here, and Ishmael, Rogia, and me. Otis too.
이쪽은 나와 맡은 군과 조수관, LC 팀원들.
You're forgetting Sinclair. Oh, right, Sinclair and Don Quixote must be on this side, I presume. Like they're both. Like it's a three-way split. That's so bad. As for us, Martin, the assistant, LCE team members, and the rest.
동동이 무엇인가?
The rest? Of whom speakest thou?
자신보다 능력 있는
It is a
사람을
phrase used by
인정하는
individuals who
것이
find it
어려운
especially
일이지만
difficult to
의견은
acknowledge
항상이다.
their betters. Me, Don Quixote, and Faust. There was no chance we could get the security wall out of our way, even with our combined effort.
안 되는군요, 역시.
The master keycard doesn't work either.
마스터 카드 키로 강제 개방할 수
It should be able to override the lockdown, but even the LCE wasn't having any luck on their side.
약간의 변동이 생기긴 했지만
There's been a minor deviation,
어쩔 수 없을 것 같고.
but it can't be helped. Advance according to plan.
LCD를 포함한 이
This unit,
인원은
the LCD
시설 내에
included,
돌아다니고
will
있는
neutralize any
것을
hostiles
순차적으로
within the
제압한다.
facility, one threat at a time.
CCTV를 복구하는 대로 그쪽 안내를 돕겠습니다.
We'll assist you with finding the trail as soon as we're done repairing security cameras.
지금 말하는
Acknowledged.
LC
The LCE and Hohenheim team will secure the facility management room and prioritize restoring power.
복구에 집중하며 관리자님과 나머지
As for the
인원은
executive manager's team,
황금가지 확보를
proceed to the laboratory for golden bow
실험실로
retrieval.
향하는 것이
아, 왜 나는 제압이야? 제일
I guess I ended up with the team doing the fighting. What a pain.
그럼 우리는 먼저 이동한다.
Oh, that's a nice CG. Alrighty, off we go.
내가 앞장서도록 하지. 따라오라.
I will take the lead. The rest of you, follow me. And with that, Otis and the LCD's team footsteps fade into the distance on the opposite side.
우리도 슬슬 이동하도록 하지.
We should get moving too.
사실 여기 있는 맡은 군과
We'll think
조수관
Martin
인력은
and my assistant here will be enough to restore power to the facility management room.
것 같긴 하지만 말이야.
전력 시설의 구조가
There seems to be a lack of proper structure in the generator and distribution of electricity here.
이러한 통제 불능의
It is regrettable that the
상황에
facility lacks a backup mechanism to handle unforeseen emergencies of this sort.
유감스러운 의견을 표할 수밖에 없습니다.
Slight shade.
내가 건물의 설계까지
Within the breadth of my
맡은
responsibilities,
것까지는
it is only
알았었는데
natural that I would have been too busy to be
하지만
responsible for the
실험실의
facility's
구조만
design.
놓고 보자면
However, when viewed independently, the structure of the laboratory itself is.
고작 이런 일로 울상짓지
Put thyself
마시게나.
not over so a trifling matter, young Heathcliff.
맞아요. 저희 셋이
She's right. But with the three of us together, we'll be able to overcome whatever obstacle that gets in our way. Probably. The voices of Hohenheim and the other sinners also slip further away into the background. Should we move on too?
황금가지가 가까이 느껴지면
Let us know if we sense the golden barrel manager, bud. Okay. The two smokers of the group ended up at the same team. What are the odds? I'll never know how the others managed to pull through these working conditions. They're taking a puff. There was a time when I partook, but I could not find any reason to maintain the habit. Oh, there was? What'd you smoke? Most things that fall under the category of sick. Gregor, he's asking if it was... Sorry, Marcel. Gregor was asking if it was Newports or Marlboros, not the designation. Oh. After all year of watching you never walk out of line, I picture you as one of a straight-laced fellow. I mean, smoking is very straight-laced, no? I partook in both categories of activities. Those generally accepted as right, and those accepted as wrong. During my time among the old League of Nine literatures, I once had an opportunity to engage a few hits of the substance at the behest of my fellows. That was the one and only time. Everyone burst into laughter, though I found no enjoyment in smoking itself. That's always the case with first-timers. It's been pretty intense, huh? What about you, Miss Ryoshu? When did you first start smoking cigarettes? Every pair of eyes searched Ryoshu's face. She didn't bother telling us her story, nor did she reveal any signs of unease or anxiety. What we saw on her face was inexplicable exhilaration, thrill, and as strange as it may seem, fury chilling to the marrows. It's me. I've always been surrounded by cigarette smoke, ever since I was a brat. Couldn't have guessed it any other way. It's your turn this time, isn't it? Yeah. So damn obvious and it makes me scoff. How do you feel, Miss Ryoshu? To be faced with the path that stands before you. Simple. It's exciting. A very mean look. All that waiting finally paid off. I noticed you haven't smoked once since the whole thing began, Ryoshu. Right? Trying to get used to staying off. Meanwhile, back at the transporter truck. How long have they been going at it? Red gaze. Never thought you of all people would have one. Funny, isn't it? The mighty and powerful Red Gaze loses this tiny little bundle of liability from his clutch. He's suddenly too scared to even swing his sword right. Not that I don't understand. Have an unworded bird gave push aside or kill off something to your care. I know what it's like all too well. Well, I suppose I did want the little thing back then. But I never expected her to be such a nuisance. Lucio's been digging around, and looks like you don't have any connection whatsoever to this half mine here. Could it be you've got a specific use for her? It's plain that you need her for something. Explains why you're letting that deadweight tag along. Perhaps she's like my ticket. Or textbook over there? I painted the ass you'd much rather kill off, but can't because you need it to make the future use. Make the future you long for come true. Sure have a lot in common.
우리 꽤
Don't we?
공통점이 많나 봐. 응?
You.
그렇게
I know why you're provoking me with that pointless rambling. Your friends are out on a mission, and you're making sure I don't get in their way until you get the all clear. However, just because my sword isn't cleaving across your throat, doesn't mean I won't collect your little lackeys. Oh, feel free. It's not like I care about him anyways. Keep that in mind.
재밌겠네.
Should be interesting.
한번 해봐.
Do your worst.
내가 우리
I'm curious to
티켓을
see
위해
how long
만든
the textbook I
교본을
so painstakingly crafted from the ticket
특색에게서 얼마나 버틸 수
would
있을지
last against a color fixer. Aren't you?
나도 궁금하네. 응?
For my ticket? Interesting choice of words? Rosette Desire. Oh. Uh-oh. I don't even think I have a good bird thing for her. Uh-oh. In that case, can't be sinking. I don't think I have any sinking here. Not bleed either. I think it might just be poise or charge. Probably poise, no? Ah, shit. It's very unfortunate. Okay. Let's go to story here. I mean, I would like to have SP generation. Same time. It's better if he gets buffed by, Shit, how many turns is this? 10 turns. Ideally, these to be wrapped. Okay, so I mean, actually, in this case, we'll probably get away with this, no? At least I feel like we can. We just need to level them up, that's all. Let's just start leveling them up. Okay. Get started then. You keep running into these mannequins. Are they made by those nurse fathers?
그래. 정확히는 약자.
To be more specific, it's just the ring nurse father.
신체파.
Corporism. An art movement that utilizes the interaction between human bones and muscles, the contraction and the elongation thereof, with a splash of cubist technique, it seems.
고약하구만.
Master,
보이시오?
serve closer. Do you see them?
저것들의 몸에
Writings carved into their
글씨가 적혀 있는 것 같소.
bodies. These corpses are engraved with a wild scrawl of a message, carved with a blade. They began shuffling at us in that uncanny rhythm, entirely devoid of any semblance of will.
사랑하는
Dearest,
사랑하는 우리
dearest daughter of ours,
이 곡선을
please pay close attention to the way the line curves.
갈비뼈라는 건
From ribs, we can make blades keener than any sword.
날카로운
From femurs, we can make bludgeons sturdier than any mace.
단단한 둔기가 될 수 있습니다. 흉곽은
But the racket cage has taken this prepossessing yet hearty shape of an art to keep heart and the lungs from harm.
견고하고 아름다운 나치형이 되었죠. 이 몸의 아름다운 형태를
Preserve this natural beauty of the human corpse and do not infringe upon its evil.
정교한 가치를
Precise value.
망가뜨리지 않은 채로 귀중한 악기를
That is the reverence with which the act of creation must be handled, just as musicians handle a priceless instrument.
만져보세요.
Touch it, if you will.
근육과
Do your
힘줄의
fingertips feel the contour of the blade along the grains of
칼날이 잡히지 않는
musculature, its tendons and sinews.
가장 살고 싶어 했던 놈의 뼈가
The bones of the one most desperate for life, and become a blade best fit to reap it.
그렇죠.
Indeed it has, hasn't it?
요시히데라면
I knew from the fathoms of my heart you could appreciate the true value of this piece, Yoshihide.
그 어떤 것보다
The care put into this piece I have so painstakingly burned into this world. It's greater than that of any other work of mine. The smallest fracture or imbalance could instantly render it useless.
소용이 없거든요.
Once this piece is complete, dear Yoshihide,
마침내 완성된다면
I would like for you to wield it.
요시히데가 써주세요.
Excuse me?
그러지.
I will.
그렇게나 노래 부르던
Never
그
got to finish that
작품을
precious piece you'd always ramble about, did I?
결국 완성을 못했나.
Wielding with that instability that he described? Ryoshi muttered to herself. Well, I suppose let's get on to it then.
우리 부서의 직원
This is a
숫자가
weird combination that we have.
것에는 다 이유가 있지만 뭐 그만큼 탁월하다는 뜻도 된다는 점을 명심해주면 좋겠어.
Doesn't look like we'll be able to
전투응대에 나선다.
get that use on pass it out quickly, but... Oh, nice. Reading barrier is very good.
당연한 판단인데.
No, but you sound good, right? Nice, nice, nice.
이번에는 재미 좀 보는가? 자들 더 생각이 있으면 허접한 것들을 갖다 내진 않았겠지. 당연히 아니.
I wouldn't want her to do that yet. Yeah, not yet, not yet.
화격검.
Nice. Nice. I knew she had it in her.
전탄격발.
Nice.
표시기 해야지. 그런 게 없니? 딱 보면 뭘 써야 하는지 딱 느낌.
Okay, I was about to say, there's no way that staggers right.
쓰러졌다고 죄의 대가를 치르지 않을 거라 생각했다. 오산이라 말해주고 싶다.
Ah, shit. Oh. 6, 7. Nice. Such a fat fucking chud.
받아볼 텐가.
Uh-oh. That's not good. come on, there's no way. You're kidding. That's really bad.
상처는 찢었으니까.
더 싸울 수 없으면 걸리적거리지 말고 비켜. 거기서 계속 서 있으면 처분 탄원이 날아올 테니.
We probably get away with this. Just need more SP right now.
전격발.
이거 봐. 환상체를 제압하는 건 우리만으로 충분하잖아.
It might seem like a waste, but SP generation is very important right now.
별로 어려울
총알값 아까울 노래.
God, how many are there? Oh, this is the last wave.
나머지도 싸게 터뜨려야 쓰겠지.
Let's wait a little bit before they ever cash out her voice count.
방금의 공격. 신. 그 자체였다. 흐드러지게.
상황이 끝나면
That looks like a done deal.
방금 상황 녹화되어 있냐고 물어봐.
Oh yeah, this is such a done deal actually.
이래. 따위의 협력은 필요하지 않다는 거.
그렇게 서 있으면 목이 떨어져 있어.
But I haven't even seen that status. I should have read. Oh, but this guy's so good, so dead. Look at this. Oh, it's pink ribbons. Nice, nice.
얼만치 노른 것 같은 게 이제 싸게 치워불고 들어가자. 고생들이었다.
나를 들뜨게 만드는 일은 많지 않지만 이번엔
Nice,
그
nice.
귀중한 경우의 수에 들어맞았군.
Oh,
잘
keep it
놀다
with him.
간다. 회수하지 않은 탄피는
Oh boy.
팁이다.
What do you mean continuable? Oh, is that the is that the revive thing that they were talking about, like way back in the patch notes? I think it is. I see. Oh. Keep on keeping on then.
입증을 알리는 음악 소리가 들리는군.
세피라 중 최고의 전투부서.
Early skill through free song is very good.
환상체라고 불러야 하는 그 죄만들에게 본때를 보여주자고.
끝내. 전수하리.
It doesn't get staggered though for this SP though. That's not happening with that. Any SP generation is just good.
이번에는 재미 좀 보건가? 자들도 생각이 있으면 허접한 것들을 갖다 내진 않았겠지.
Gonna be spending a lot of ammo here. I don't want him to just move on to the Tiger Marks yet. Let's look at the oh, inflict bind. That's what it was. Okay, that's not a big deal.
이것밖에 못한다.
This thing might be the problem. Yuck.
쓰러졌다고 죄의 대가를 치르지 않을 거라.
Seriously, how does that do so much damage?
오산이라 말해주고 싶다.
전투응대 나선.
버러지 같은 놈들.
이것 봐. 환상체를 제압하는 건
Nice.
딱 반쯤 죽여버렸군. 13조 2항에 맞추려면 그게 제격이지. 방금의 공격 혹시 그 자체였다.
이것밖에 모르.
옛날에 외부 강사로 뛰던 것이 생각나네. 놈만
I think we can get away with this.
일대를 다
Let's do
쓰셨거든.
that.
받아볼 테니까. 그렇게 서 있으면 목이 떨어졌어.
한 놈의 죽음으로 끝내긴 죄가
Oh, it is a combat start. Okay.
저기 벌벌 떨고 있는 나머지 녀석들도 처형한다.
This is a big one.
받아볼 테니까.
좋아, 이번에는 제대로 들어갔군.
전탄 격발.
그러지. 그것은 그 짝에 갖다 써야지.
More damage says. Not a lot, but that's fine.
이래서 장비는 속성별로 준비해달라고 부탁해놨어. 적재를 유도했으니까 큰 효율적인 일도 없잖아.
타오르시게 끝내. 전수하리.
이건
총알까봐
불을
떠올려.
기름으로 끌라.
This one is Savage Marks.
어째?
Maybe we can.
아마 됐다. 알아서 해.
받아볼 테니까. 전력으로 상대해봐.
이거 당연히 그 시기 해야지. 그런 거지.
이것밖에
어머
못.
덜 써야 하는지 딱 느낌이 없다.
그렇게 서 있으면 목이 떨어질 수밖에.
Oh, Sona now?
받아볼 테니까.
We don't think too hard about that one.
꿈을 꾸러
Nice.
있는 힘껏 찔러놓고
근데 패도
웃겨냈지만
되지?
저것들은
말 안 해도
언젠가 다시
알아서
재생하겠지. 내가 부서지고 파괴되어도
거봐 누님, 내가 뭘 했어? 돌아와서 모조리 불태울 거라고 했잖아.
Alright, Gregor. Alright.
정면 엘리베이터가.
The elevator up ahead is operational. You see the light of the elevator beyond the lockdown. Power was returned to the elevators.
호에나임군이
It can only mean that Hohenheim has arrived at the facility management room. Then once the elevator doors open, LCA agents began pouring into the facility in perfect order. Those guns are blocked. They immediately began hacking and shooting down anything that got in their way. There wasn't the slightest hesitation in their movements, as though drilled into them over countless rehearsals. In the way they never failed to deliver a killing blow to any target that so much as twitched, even when it was already mangled beyond recognition. I can tell they were seasoned veterans with years of combat experience. I began to go certain that these fighters could brush aside any obstacle we faced with ease. Until...
LCA 특작팀이라 했나?
LCA Special Operations, was it?
수능나나 본.
I don't know how to clear a room.
들리나?
Testing. Come in.
내놔봐.
Give me that.
야!
You alright, mate?
아이 깜짝이야.
Just shout in the mic, you
조용히
click.
말해도 잘 들리니까
We can hear
소리를
you just
지르지
fine.
말자고 히스클리프 씨.
미안하구나.
Apologies.
조금 워낙
My assistant's temperament leans on the more impatient side.
수감자 오티스의
To notice his conjecture was correct. After arriving at the facility management room,
여기 있는
I've been observing the hallways through the device here. Graffiti feeds quality, well, it leaves much to be desired, but the LCA has arrived at this sector.
그래. 우리 눈앞에도 보인다.
Take it from them this end as well.
폐쇄 셔터 너머로.
We have visual on the LCA, you must pass the lockdown shutters. Good. All I've managed so far is to remove one security wall in your path. That has nothing to do with restoring the internal elevators leading to other departments.
그렇다면 이제 부상자들을
Tipper may be the
안전한 곳으로
case.
올려보낼 수 있는
The speed
것인가?
the wounded can now be transported to safety. Not quite. While they managed to set the LCA down here by unknown means, the entire facility has to be restored in order to return upstairs. It is indeed a relief, however. It seems that the agents have been deployed to each sector. They should be able to secure the rest of the survivors. Though I have never been one to be interested in the art of killing and battling, particularly those without a tangential relation to research. I've heard that they are a rather formidable combat force seen by the standards of the city as a whole.
정면.
Eyes forward. The lights flickered and... Poland? Poland? Poland is... Is that you? Three LCA agents who were advancing while covering the front of their squad simultaneously fell to the floor without so much as a scream. Like a broken lamp, the light past the security wall continues to flicker. Between each flicker of the malfunctioning light, the outline of the intruder's weapon seems to shift into a different shape. At first, the shadow stretched into the sharp tip of the pick. And after several more flickers, found the familiar outline of an axe, very much resembling Roja's own. Judging by their appearance here, it is likely that they are the LCA's reconnaissance specialized unit. Most likely in the same vein as the team that arrived at the monolith retrieval mission.
아니,
Ground team or not,
타이도 저 정도로
all the intruder managed to wipe out
수행했던
such a well-trained team.
혼자서
All on his own.
호에나임군
Onheim,
듣고
do
있는가?
you hear us? Indeed. How's the LCA taking care of the situation already on your end? Dost thou know?
절대 복도로 나가지
You mustn't step foot out into the hallway. Why might that be? I've just watched the LCA agents take down Abernathy with quite impressive precision. To suppress such a tricky entity in mere minutes. Fascinating. This calls for additional comment on its observation log.
이쪽으로 파견된 LCA
The LCA enforcement center, our sector,
전멸했다.
we're all dead. What? Heard this battle fought in an open field. Even the LCA's reconnaissance team alone managed to avoid defeat. However,
거미줄에 걸려 있다는
this is what
사실을
happens to
잊으면
prey who forget that they've been
적골이
snared in a spider's web.
저들은 자신들이
They'll never
지극히
fight on
유리한
uneven
곳으로
ground,
먹잇감을
always drawing their
끌어들인다.
prey to locations where they have absolute advantage.
탁 트인 공간.
They wouldn't have lost an open field, you say.
가정조차 의미가 없다.
It's meaningless to speculate about
그런
what will
일은
never
애초부터
happen.
일어나지 않을 테니. 봐라.
Look,
먹잇감이
this
자신이
prey
가장
inserted their
잘
minds by
사냥할 수
walking into
있는
the
무대로
ground.
직접 걸어 들어가지 않나.
What Lissa described earlier was becoming more and more apparent to us. Relaxed but disciplined guide. The man, after having slaughtered dozens of LCA agents, fully turned around to face us, his sharp dress shoes lazily clopping against the floor. He seemed to have been aware of our presence from the get-go. Light danced across the glossy surface of his white mask. He returned to smile in response to Ryoshi's furious wrath. Then his lips part, callously mouthing our sentence word by word. Hi, sweetheart. How did your reviews go?
딸, 훈련은 어땠어?
똑같아. 지루해.
Same old. Dull and boring.
아빠,
Dad,
팔에 상처가
that wound on
났는데
your arm.
직접 입힌 거야?
Do that to yourself?
아,
Ah, yes. I had stabbed my opponent with a knife 38 times through my own arm.
찔러야 했거든. 20번째부터는
The
정말
20th stab was where it really began to hurt. Index? Is that what you are?
그거 알아, 딸?
I have a much different fit.
자기
Then-
통은 찹쌀통보다 100배는
Then
더
they do.
고통스럽다고 한다.
That's interesting. They say that the pain of burning hurts at least 100 times worse than getting stabbed. Did you know that?
그러니 누군가를 처리해야 할
You
땐
have to take care of someone.
불은 사용하지
I
마.
hope you won't use fire.
그들이 고통에
Unless they're deathly slow.
너만을
If their dying breath
지옥으로
curses your
떨어질 텐데.
name out in their long sin of hell.
적어도 마지막엔
Don't they deserve to watch their lives flash before their eyes
마음을 안겨줘야
in relative
하지 않니?
peace?
알았어.
Okay. Wait, let's see the shoes here? They're too bulky for you, Ryoshi here.
가까이 와보렴.
Come closer.
얼굴에 긁힌
Got a scratch
상처가
on my cheek.
있구나. 발렌티나의 수업
It
중에
happened during
생긴
Valencia's
일이지.
class, didn't it?
그는
Like
너무
Valencia's
과격해.
class, didn't it?
상처의
Methods are simply
개수가
too violent.
훈련의 척도와
He's the kind of teacher who
비례한다고
uses a number of
생각하는데
scars as a measure of training intensity and effective.
흉이 안 지게
Take good
잘
care of that wound
치료해야지.
so it doesn't scar, okay?
그러던가.
Whatever.
아니 방금 LC와의
If
무전대로라면
what LC has told us through the transmission is
관리자님께서
true,
위험.
the executive manager is in danger.
오티스, 저도 걱정은
I'm just as concerned as
되는데요.
you are, Otis, but
당장 우리 쪽도
not exactly
만만치
out of the
않은
woods yet
상황인
either.
것 같아요.
그건 복구된
Security cameras
CCTV
feed
화면인가?
again?
네,
Yeah, look,
이 앞을 비추고 있어요.
it's pointing right in front of our door, but
자네도 와서 보게.
Pepsi,
내
My memory
기억이
fails me
틀리지
not.
않다면
this man's attire suggests he
이런
is
복식을 한 자는
중지?
the middle? I'm sorry, does he have claws for his boots? That's wild. Where's his right arm? Is that the swing?
저쪽에서
I guess we now know what
전달당했던
happened to the LCA in the other sector.
보네. 이건 거의 죽이다
practically
못해
tearing
사람을
people apart.
부서뜨리고 있는데? 뭐라고 자꾸 큰 소리로
He's
떠드는
shouting
것
something?
같기도 하고
I don't hear what he's saying through the
소리가
feed.
잘 들리진 않는데.
요시히데. 요시히데라고
Shouting
계속 외치고 있군.
Yoshihide. Repeatedly so.
그리고
As it fills
웃고도
the silence
있어.
between them with boisterous guffaw.
입을 크게 벌리고
They split into a wide grin.
몸까지 들썩이며
Ah, convulsing with laughter.
무엇이
What joy
그리
does this
즐거운
Batman finding
것인지
punch?
광인과 같군 그래.
지금 사람이 저만큼 날아간
Powerful
거야?
kick.
발로 찬 것뿐인데?
From that guy all the way to the outside of the hallway.
선명한 화면은 아니지만
But it's pretty
다리는
blurry, but you think he's got
의체일까?
a prosthetic leg?
아닌가?
Maybe
강화
not.
문신을 몸이
This
전부
leg cover
뒤덮일 때까지
completely
받으면
magnetic
저런
tattoos
모양이
could look
될 수 있을
something
것
like that.
같고.
There's no way.
울 아빠 곰발바닥 보고 있구나.
Oh, Elena Papa's mighty bear paw? Who is this munchkin?
누구야?
Who the heck are you?
나?
Am I?
나는 키라라고
Hi.
해.
I'm Kira.
기척도 없이.
Covert approach.
동원.
Man,
전투 준비.
out of positions.
아니야.
Oh, you guys got it all wrong. You're watching my papa work, aren't you?
방해 안 할 거야.
Don't mind me, Kay. I'm not gonna pick a fight with you guys.
그런 중요한 일을 하는
I'll just hang around here while you guys get the important stuff done.
마저 감사해.
Here, now watching work. Is there gonna be just one like you in textbook over there? I can even start calling him textbook.
아빠라고?
Papa?
저 사람이?
That guy's your dad?
맞아.
Huh?
진짜
Isn't he like
놀라게 멋지지.
super badass?
너네
Yo,
방금 봤어?
see that?
저 기술 있잖아.
That's the texture of
완전
fire.
간지인 것 같지 않아?
So dope.
나도
I've been trying
따라하려고
to
하는데도
make that
잘 안
myself.
된다니까.
But it's not the same, you know?
어떻게 저런
How's he doing
강속구로
that?
또 끝까지
How
처박히게
pulled that guy
하지?
and tossed him like a baseball all the way to the other end of the hallway?
학살을 마치 놀이나 경기 따위로 취급하는가.
The treaty gave us no different from a game or sport.
불쾌하기 그지없는
What a contemptible
노래배우군.
scoundrel. Why'd you say that? Oh, so you're into that kind of character, huh? Sick!
재밌다. 나도 좋아해.
I'm a huge fan of him
일주일
too.
전에 나왔던
Did you read the latest
비주얼에서
issue of
검객
the Cloud
최신화에
Burst Light?
등장하는 캐릭터가 그런 말
This is a new
쓰잖아.
character who talks
비
just like
엄청
we do.
오는데
Like
싹
lifting his bamboo
들이치면서.
hat, he goes... She's being called a LARPer?
뭐야?
Wait,
너도 모르는 거야?
you don't know the
보지
Cloud
않고?
Burst Light?
하,
Aw,
주위에
man.
계속 추천하는
trying
중인데
to sell to
아무도
everyone I
호응을
know,
안
but
해. 한
no one's
놈은 맨날
interested.
훈련만 해대고
Everyone's
한 놈은
obsessed with
거미랑만
training all day.
조절거리고
Everyone talks to their sword all day.
싸돌아다니고
One
나머지
just wanders
하나는
all over the place all day, and
뭐라는 줄 알아?
the other one,
논리적으로
said?
말이 안 되는 게 너무
I think
많대.
the story
그게
indulges in
제대로
far
된
too many logical
감상이냐고.
fallacies.
왜 만화책에 그런 걸
What
따져?
kind of book review is that?
얘랑은
Like,
아무튼 처음부터
bro,
끝까지 안 맞는다니까.
waste time dipping about what makes sense and what doesn't when reading a comic book. Gosh, I don't think I'd ever vibe with that girl. Hi Mira, I hope the console's good so far. I'd definitely be watching, but I want to play the console myself. It's been very fun so far. They are very merciless with the unbreakable coins though.
하, 아무튼 그거 본 사람 있으면
Anywho,
손 들어볼래?
has anyone here
나랑
actually read the Cloud Burst Blade?
4시간만 같이
If you did,
떠들어주라.
well, if I may have but 4 hours of your time, good sir.
그만.
Enough.
가짜는 헛소리로
You
구슬려.
thought you could distract us with your nonsensical prattling. She should be with Don Kui? True, actually, she... Although, Donkey is more of a fixer than a syndicate person, no? Would she... I feel like they start getting to like power scaling battles instead of like an actual fight, though. If you thought you could distract us with your nonsensical prattling, think again.
아까부터
Otis,
잡히는 게
I
없어요.
don't see the middle nurse father
오티스,
on the feed anymore.
저 사람이 자기가 말한
If she's his
진지아비의 제자라면
apprentice, then... Hey, kiddo! What are you doing all the way out here? I haven't asked you not to wander too far. Trat.
무전이 더 들어오지 않는 건
Meanwhile, no more transmissions. They've all gone quiet.
이보게!
And Otis, why does not respond?
대답이 없는 겐가?
느낌이 좋지 않네요.
This is bad.
관리자님도
don't even have the manager
떨어져
with
있는
us.
상황에서
We're all
서로
in the
무슨
dark.
상황인지도 모르고. 아무래도 시설 복구를
We must make haste and restore the facility to its operational capacity.
서로
The sooner we obtain access to the security wall controls, the sooner we can coordinate with each other.
마침 이 근처에도
As luck would have it,
표로 하나가
she able to locate one of the last pieces of circuitry in this room. What the fuck is that?
이것은 약지 조직원이 지나간 흔적이 보이는군요.
These remains. The ring has made its mark here. Boy,
그렇게
don't force yourself to
필요는 없어.
look so hard at them.
아니,
No, disgust and emotion holds very little sway over me. It's just that,
팀장님,
boss,
일일이 누구의
Don't.
얼굴인지 헤아리지
don't look at their
못해요.
faces. Don't try to tell who's who.
그래.
Right.
모신
I lost my focus for a moment there.
계속하지.
Let us carry on.
뭐?
What?
할 말이라도 있나?
Is there anything you wish to say to me?
드물게도
This
파우스트
is highly
역시
irregular, but it seems that
호행하는
Faust also
말에
expresses
동의하고
agreement
있다는
with
생각이
Hohenheim.
드는군요.
뭘?
A real what?
이럴수록
We must restore the
빠르게
facility
시설을
with as
복구시켜야
much
한다는
haste as we can
말입니다.
employ. Where the fuck are we going from here? Oh god. Seems like we're dealing with more of the same. I think we are, yeah. Maybe not. It's a little concerning. Meanwhile, whatever the fuck this is. Leaving behind the perpetrator of the carnage greeting Ryoshi on the other side of the security wall, we had no other choice but to make our way toward the lab. Miss Ryoshu, perhaps this question of mine is one you might not wish to grace with an answer. And if it indeed is, do feel free to let it float past. What is your connection to these so-called nurse fathers? Your relationship with them does not seem to have been brewed in mere bad blood. And in the change to your countenances I sensed, a flash of something almost imperceptible.
모든 조각이 맞물려진 것은 아니지만
I haven't put all the pieces together just yet, but
그들은 말
they
그대로
were
아비.
nurse fathers.
나라는 검을
My fathers who forged the sword that I am.
아비들이었다.
Not the sword that you have? Oh, that one was short. Wow.
장부에 적힌 놈들은 볼
Oh, this
때마다
is a very
기가
good start,
막히네.
actually.
우리 중지가 엄지처럼 엄격한 것. 엄지처럼
이게
이해할 수
이렇게
없는 걸
되는 거야?
요구하는 것도 아닌구만.
전격발. 당연히 거시기 해야죠. 그런 것은 착 보면 뭘 써야 하는지 느낌이 오잖아.
방금의 혹시
And the bind is so sad for Yoshi.
세피라존
It's fine, though.
최고의 전투부서 징계팀이 나설 시간이야. 환상체라고 불러야 하는 그 괴물들에게
What's it turning? Okay.
본때를 보여주자고.
No way. Okay, thank you. Please. Don't mess with me like that again. Unbreakable, by the way.
내가 일하고 씨부리고 있는지 뭔 한숨을 그렇게 팍팍 쉬고 있을까? 싹바가지는
I think we'll be able to
챙겨라.
get
네?
level 2 in this state. No way. No way. You...
괜찮아.
You're kidding.
찢었으니까.
You're kidding. He dies there?
여기서 멈출 필요 없어. 우리는 충분히 계속. 이것 봐. 환상체를 제압하는 건 우리만으로 충분하잖아.
God damn it, Gregor. Literally how?
아직도 정신머리가 없어요. 어쩌겠냐? 조심하라 해도 저라고 나 잡아줘 뒤잡아도 남은 놈들이 더 잘해봐.
받아볼 텐가.
Yeah, it's also bad.
이 안정감 있고 부드럽게 잡히는 푹신. 최선. 이런 푹신한 날엔 안 풀리는 일이 없지.
과격감.
좋아.
If she dies here,
이번에는 제대로 들어가.
I know if she gets staggered here, I'm gonna be so mad. Okay, thank you.
이것밖에 못해. 총알값 아까울 놈.
쓰러졌다고 죄의 대가를 치르지 않을 거라 생각했다. 오산이라 말해주고 싶어.
Hopeless?
과격감.
Not anymore. Imagine if they get staggered anyways because of Ryu's skill too.
꿈을 꾸러 가도
Okay.
이 삶이 무엇이라 생각하시오?
Bro. That's so good.
그렇게 서 있으니 목이 떨어질 수밖에.
그래, 딱 반쯤
전력으로
죽여버려.
상대.
13조 2항에 맞추면 그게 제격이지.
그래, 그렇게 가라앉지 않을 분노를 담는 거야. 오늘은 쓸데없이 말을 내릴 필요 없겠어.
It's getting almost ridiculous now. The
전투 응대에 나선다.
amount of skills we got. No way. Okay, I was about to say if it overheats on that, I would have been so mad.
영원한 잠으로
맞아. 그것은 늦자게 갖다
Nice.
징계팀 직원이라면
That's very
당연한
걷어볼
판단이긴 해.
텐가.
잘했다는 칭찬은 인액하는 게 좋겠지?
그렇게 서 있으니 목이 떨어질 수밖에.
있는 힘껏 찔러놓고 으깨놨지만 저것들은
That was
언젠가
surprisingly
다시
more like tooth and nail
재생하겠지.
than last time.
내가
I
부서지고
guess it's a good
파괴되어도
전투 응대는 성공적이었다. 나쁘지 않은 움직임이었어. 이제 다른 쪽 집안일로
Clear
돌아가자.
stage. Oh no. Well. I want right now. Other than this, but let's see what's in store for us, man.
입증을 알리는 음악 소리가 다 온 것 같군.
Look over
실험실.
here. The lab.
LCD나 LC
LCD and the LCD haven't reached out again since the last
더 이상 연락이
transmission.
없어. 좋지 않은 일에
I can only hope that no misfortune befell them.
관리자.
Hey, marriage
혹시
blood.
느껴져?
Picking up anything?
한 가지 말이야.
I'm in the golden bow.
저들이 혹시 먼저
Those people
가져가기로
got to it
했다면
before us. Not yet. I don't think they did. Still in there. Alright. I guess you should be glad we still have a
그나마 불행
chance.
중 다행이라 해야 하나?
Joker mumbled on in a gloomy tone. Oh, I will be able to hear
이
this.
소식을 들으면 그래도 한시름 놓겠군 그래.
We stepped into the lab. The lights were off. It was completely dark inside. If the assailant were indeed after the golden bow, what could they possibly want with it? I was deeply engrossed in my thoughts when I noticed that Ryoshu had stopped in her tracks. Ryoshu? There's a stench coming from the head. Sickeningly familiar one. Even in the cloying darkness of the unlit lab, Ryoshu seemed to notice something out of place. You smell something? I don't smell anything other than your sick. But it's yours. Oh yeah. Now I've spoken for a... Only silence welcomed us in the lab. We couldn't hear any breathing, but there it was without a doubt. A stink of cigarettes and a chilling, disembodied sense of dread we couldn't exactly put our fingers on. Left that place. I remember feeling a strong contempt for someone. Had to have been. Ryoshu started muttering as though she was gripped by the chill. I noticed she wasn't speaking to me though. It seemed as though she was wading through a bog of mutilated memories, to cling to her emotions at that moment. Who started you? All along. Want to make me suffer to the bitter end, haven't you? What audacity. You think I'm the one making you suffer, Yoshihide? You do realize that you've always been the one obstacle in my life, don't you? Huh? This is the only way for us to get even. In the wedding gown? The way that I only know this because of Silent Hill. It never stops. The sound of the fetter around my feet, rested and heavy, how it clinks and rattles. In that vision of the past, Ryoshu raises her sword in an agonizingly slow motion, unsheathing the blade that we have never seen revealed before. A white blade of such unfeeling purity, void even a trace of mercy beneath its pale edge. A split second I was blinded by the glint of the blade. Ryoshu clutched the hooded figure's jaw in her crushing grip. Then, without a moment's hesitation, drove the blindingly bright sword into the figure's mouth. Yeah, alright. Ryoshu pulled the sword out in a single swift motion. Figure coughed out a thick glob of blood and a piece of her sliced tongue. She spat out more than just a bloody chunk of flesh. A guffaw hacked its way out of her mouth. The triumphant laughter of one just sees the victory of one's life. With a deep, ragged breath, Ryoshu let the sword fall from her grip. She stood rooted in her spot, staring at the flailing figure with a look of pure confusion. ISOTPITA. Insidious stench of the past in the air. And right now, right before Ryoshu's eyes. Yo, she kind of sword mogs you, Ryoshu. I can't lie. The vivid presence of the memory from the memories of the past came to life in the form of a white silhouette. Her hands slowly brushing the lips beyond which no tongue laid, as if to remember the absence of the organ that Ryoshu had so mercilessly cut off. Like a lone watchman who had been keeping a vigil, awaiting her arrival. The mouth that lost its tongue faced Ryoshu without opening even once. I think I heard a whisper of a hollow sigh escaping between her lips. Blessed by 5 fathers. I had to leave behind the single most important thing in this world.
그러니까
And that is why I
되찾아와야
must take it back.
다시 만나게 되어 진심으로
So happy to see you again, Ryoshu.
뉴슈.
I made it. Who is this pale figure? You are so pale.
라고
Such were the words my master
주인님께서
bade me to relay.
말씀을 전하라 하셨사옵니다.
Is this part of the pinky? The
소자비.
pinky! Yeah. The pinky nurse father.
주인님께선
As my master
이
expects not from my
비천한
insignificant
자에게 따로
self.
바람이 없으시니 자연지사 소생
I am but a blade rusting
정막히 녹슬어가는
amid the quiet turn of nature, doomed to ever endure the dullness of today's and the emptiness of tomorrow's.
그 무렵
And therein,
그대가 거미 씨를
owing to
따라
your pursuit of the
이루어진
spider's thread,
이렇게 주인님의 뜻을
I am once again granted a chance to carry out my master's will.
혀가 길군.
Another talker. Piss off. As our apprentice approached us, Ryosu's nurse father slowly stepped away. Toward where the container for golden bow lay nestled, emanating a soft glow.
준비가 끝났사옵니다. 계획한 것을
Excuse me?
잊진 않으셨겠죠.
The preparations are complete. I trust you have not forgotten the plan? Who are you? Miss Y? Where the nurse father had left, a figure clad in steel armor entered. What the?
기술이 접목된
The armament looks a little too crude.
투박해 보이는구려.
Be a piece of gear imbued with advanced technology.
싱클레어 군의 집.
Looks akin to the torture device we had previously seen in the basement of Sinclair's home.
닮은 것 같소.
살도
No flesh, no blood, no bones to show.
드러내지 않고
In a fight?
상대하겠다라. 내게 보여줄
For an
예술
artwork meant
치고
for my eyes,
미학의
its
격이
aesthetics are
떨어지는
lacking in class.
이런 상황에서의
Keeping your
침묵,
mouth shut even a moment like this.
아름답지 않다고
He did not teach you there's no
그
beauty to be
자에게
found in
배우지
it.
못했나? 그자
I want him here.
약자비는 어디
Where's the
있지?
ring nurse father? The armored figure answered Ryoshi's question with a swing of their huge sword. You take care of this quick. Track down the golden bow. Let's fend them all off.
제법 미학을
You're starting to pick up the
깨우치고 있지.
rudiments of aesthetics talk.
단 얘가
Watch as I
무엇인지
demonstrate the meaning of
보여주지.
AOS. Nope, it's not clicking. I still need Sinclair here.
세피라 중
See, what
최고의
do you have?
전투부서 징계팀이 나설 시간.
Enter times pass. Skill slot plus 1. Deal plus 10 damage to the House of Spiders enemies. Once staggered, immediately recover from stagger at the start of next turn and gain 1 attack power up. Once per encounter, cannot retreat. Oh, this music.
나대지 말고 내 뒤에 서 있어, 주인.
Gain 4 points count. Let's see what's in the passives here. Moonlit Azure Blade. Gain 5 shield for every stack. Plus 1 damage on critical hit for every stack. 1 stack 1 hit. SP does not drop below 0. Goes below 0, will recover to 0. Revert any SP damage taken to wound damage, save for SP changes due to base factors in insanity. The class against targets that aren't Ryoshu, class power -2. Take minus 20 damage from targets other than Ryoshu. Its use poise bonus is capped to 25. And the excess poise bonus you gain past 25, we can put. Oh my god. After attack skill end, deal minus number of slash points that critically hit slash. Okay. Cannot be staggered due to this damage. Huh. The skill spot using this skill is the main target of an attack skill. Okay. If you... Okay. What a peculiar stuff this is, huh? Okay. Okay, let's begin then.
징계팀 직원이라면 당연한 판단이긴 해. 잘했다는 칭찬은 생략하는 게 좋겠지?
God damn it. Sorry, not Sinclair. You song.
우리 부서의 직원 숫자가 월등히 적은
Attack
것은
away?
다 이유가 있지만
Excuse me?
뭐 그만큼
Oh,
탁월하다는 뜻도 된다는 점을
you're mean.
명심해주면 좋겠어.
What the fuck? 6, 7. Alright,
파격감.
I mean, who else to clash with this? Other than Ryochu?
세피라 중 최고의 전투 부서 징계팀이 나설 시간이야. 환상체라고 불러야 하는 그 괴물들에게 본때를 보여주자고.
I want to clash with this right now. Clash with this. With this. I think this is good.
언제까지 버티나 보자고.
Uh-oh. Okay, nice. Nice, nice, nice. We're doing very good so far.
좋아. 이번에는 제대로 들어가.
미치지 못하오나
Uh-oh.
치열하게 싸웁니다.
What's this now? Heal slash damage equal to this point's final. Bro.
이야기는 해장 후에 마저 하지. 파격감.
Surely can't be that much damage, right?
그라제 그것은 그짝에 갖다 써야지. 별로 어려울 것도 없잖아.
Not the worst. Not the worst. We'll take that, we'll take that. Bro, how is he keeping so much voice count?
보자, 싸울 준비는 끝났을까?
Seriously, how is he not losing?
무엇을 그렇게 깜깜하게
This fucking
쳐다만
guy.
보고 있고 그런다냐? 저런 놈들은 굳이 세 번이면 다 쓸거구만.
We can get away with this, I think.
전투응대에 나서
전격발.
We're getting very solid burn on him though. Okay, now he's starting to lose shield. What?
세피라 중 최고의 전투 부서 징계팀이 나설 시간이야. 환상체라고 불러야 하는 그 괴물들에게 본때를 보여주자고.
Okay, so the name of your game is Bleed. A 2 corpus ingredient. Fires next turn, gain art with Fascia. Gain 4 base power up when equipping. This is very Library of Runa. This music, holy shit. Using the powerful act, gain 1 impact metal armor. These are repressed flesh. I imagine it's one of those things there. Lose 10 power for every stack. Okay. As soon as the stagger gain 3 protection, 10 and level up, and shield HP equal to 10% of this unit's current HP. Every time this unit uses repressed flesh skill in this counter, gain 1 fewer protection, 5 fewer defense level up, and reduce the percentage mentioned above by 5%. Okay. If this unit is staggered when hit by the last point of the attacker, activate the following. Deal pierce damage by 20% of the set points damage, inflict 2 bleed. Damage with this effect cannot stagger the target. Upon entry, heal 30 SP. HP cover from stagger and end turn. Okay. Okay. Well, what a mess this is. I think it's fine to make him do this. And for Gal over here, I mean, we can make him die first. That's the most likely case. In which case, then... let's just do it. Okay, nice.
아이 시방 뭐 됐냐? 내가 벌써 눈이 침침해졌네.
Shut up, Leihang. I do what I please.
총알값 아까우면
이 안정감 있고 부드럽게 잡히는 푹신.
Now the real fight started.
최선. 이런 푹신한 날엔 안 풀리는 일이 없지.
The good thing is that he has no stacks now. Makes him much easier to kill. But now I probably just want to in like this, maybe? How do we lose on voice count there for Yoshio? It's fine. We'll make it work. As always.
구석구가 나의 폭력을 저지하기엔 턱없이 모자르지.
나쁘지 않아.
Nice.
영원한 참으로 인도하지.
당당하다. 이것이 여차하면 금방 골로 가겠어요.
I see the skill. Surprised he went out early there. I mean, now we can pretty much just invest everything on her. But this looks threatening, but it's not that bad. Really not that bad. Yeah, that's literally no damage.
아직 유한성이야. 넌 괜찮아. 부자 아니야.
우리 부서의 직원 숫자가 월등히 적은 것에는 다 이유가 있지만 뭐
Pretty sure this one will be open too, but I don't think it's gonna matter now. I'll save next turn for that.
전력으로 상대해봐.
Fuck a bummer cell. Yeah, now she ends the turn early. But she's still sick. So it doesn't matter. That's silly. Okay. Oh. Hello. Yeah. Cool. Refrain from any deviations from the plan, as my humble self neglected to impress upon this matter many times. See? Fascia has begun to pulsate. I haven't seen Fascia tremble like so in a long while. Why don't you give her some time to chat? This plan involves no outward expression of such selfish desires. The sword here. A plan that involves only the observation of the warming, reddening flesh while our own heart beats slow. That plan isn't to Fascia's liking. Her tendons have tightened. Yeah, we must learn to remain tranquil before these common beats if we are... Beats? I can't tell if that's supposed to be beasts or beats there. If we are to adhere the wills of those who are our masters. I've always been so curious though the Maestro's child. Forever lost. Why not let us at least prepare a maquette? It's become apparent that this glorified executioner does not know her place. Clearly, it is about time her branches are pruned. With that, the man who stood in her way moved towards the pulsating greatsword of flesh and delivered a powerful strike. This may be our stroke of fortune. It seems that in the chaos, our presence has slipped their minds. The golden bow. Feeling a dull pain squeezing through the grooves of my mind, I turned toward the spot from which the sensation surged forth, and saw Ryusu standing there. In her eyes burned hatred and fury. A glare that would easily have believed me that she would unsheath the sword from her back at any minute. After receiving it of that glare, the veiled figure moved in watching our battle without a word. Pinky's nurse father simply stood there, meeting Ryoshu's wrathful gaze as she did in fragmented memories. Then she withdrew into the shadows, the darkness slowly eating away at her shape, or disappearing from our sights. Have you found the golden bows? We must... No. Too late. Felt the dull pain in my head lift as I pointed at where the veiled person stood. The golden bows that should have been there. Gone. The hell? Remained in their place were dozens of cigarette butts, the same kind that Ryoshi smoked, piled up like a thick layer of dust. No way that ends there, right? You're kidding. What?
나를 들뜨게 만드는 일은 많지 않지만 이번엔 그 귀중한 경우의 수에 들어맞았군.
You're kidding.
잘 놀다 간다.
Oh,
회수하지 않은 탄피는 팁이다.
what the? Oh yeah, people were not kidding when they were confused by the direction. What the fuck is happening here? What's the... What the fuck? Where did the thread begin? Oh, around here. That's neat. Yeah, okay, wow. I don't know what to make of this. That was a very big cliffhanger to leave on. The only thing I have left now is my dailies, so I won't really bore you, Chad, with doing this off stream. Sorry, with doing this on stream. So I'll see you next time. As always, subscribe if you haven't. No stream tomorrow because of maintenance, and we'll return on Thursday. See you all next time. Peace.